Well, hey there, Suds family. Oh, a new subscriber, J.R. Richardson. I think I know who that is. That's my cousin in the living room. Hey, baby. They're leaving in the morning. I'm so sad. Kelly Kibo. I'm doing okay, other than being sad. My family's leaving, then I'll be in the house all by myself. Hey, sweet Jenna. Blue Moon. You guys are awesome. Y'all just click no matter what time. Lois Young. Hi, babe. It's really good to see y'all. Everybody was wanting a live a while ago in Homegrown's chat, and maybe it's a little late to be starting one at 2:30 in the morning. By this time, we'd be going about 2.5 hours, but everybody can watch um, the replay tomorrow if they miss it. Bilbo, good morning. Let's see. I didn't get too intense on any info. Drops video rattled me. Listen, Drop can drop. Drop's a good name for him. He can drop some real info on y'all. Hey, you're on. Almost fell asleep. Glad I checked one more time. Well, I'm glad you did too, Miss Kizzy. Wide awake after watching Homegrown. That is some disturbing information, isn't it? And the gentleman, the home page, the YouTube page that he got that information from, um, I was already subscribed to him. So I don't know how, but love his heart, he only has like, I don't know, I don't remember, 300 subscribers or something. So I invited him to come over and join our family and told him that we would help him grow. So he's trying to put out good content. He Oh, good, Lois. I'm glad you did. He was mentioning, I watched a little more of his video that, hey, Kelly, glad you're here, honey. He's having some issues with his laptop, and Freddie's going to have to buy one. Dug in. Oh, you didn't get to listen to Homegrown? Well, most of the information that I'm going to give you all, I got from Homegrown. Sharon M. You guys are awesome. I'm a telling you what's the truth. We've been going for 3 minutes and have 13 of you. Hey, the Dawn. You can't sleep either? Well, listen, I can sleep. I'm kind of tired today. Man, it was muggy. Brian Knight. Hey, babe. But I have the baby tonight. So he will be up cracking in the morning. And I have decided, see, y'all don't have the green wall. You've got a gray wall. Um, I've decided I'm gonna make this room my new office. Now, I won't have this black couch, but, let's wait a minute for more people to get in. I'm going to, Doug. You know me. I'm Chatty Cathy. I can always come up with something to talk about. But I'm gonna make this my new office, and my cousin, our new member, that you all say hello to him. I don't think he's commented, but you all say hi, Josh. He's gonna come back in a couple weeks, and I've got a little TV that I really don't use, and he's gonna help me set up multiple monitors, and he's really gonna help me with the OBS system, whatever Bubba and the guys can't get me going on, and he's going to tell me what kind of mic to order, and I want to see if I can't get to the point that I can pull articles up for you all. So he's really good with computers. So I was hoping we would California Ninja Prepper. Yeah, y'all are showing my family love. I appreciate it. I hate so bad to see him leave tomorrow. I'm used to a full house. You know, I've mentioned to y'all in the past that I very seldom ever had any time alone. Well, that wasn't a complaint, and now I'm gonna have a bunch more time alone than I had planned, so planning on doing some canning videos this week, especially, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm no longer keeping the baby. He's gonna be in daycare, so I'm gonna have to keep myself busy. So you all are going to be able to take advantage of that and get your canning videos finally. Yes, my family's your family too. Absolutely. They couldn't believe how you were asking me about doing lives. You all are so good to me. I love you so much. You know, guys, we only have like, I think it's 818 subs now. We're not far from the 1,000 that I can use my phone. But you know, those all-nighter marathon chats, man, that got me a lot of view time. I think the other YouTubers kind of think I'm a little bit crazy for letting y'all do that. I don't know if it's some kind of, oh, that's right, it's 819 because my cousin subscribed. Love his heart. He's precious. I wish y'all could meet him. Actually, you could. Josh, you could come in here and I could introduce you to the crowd and they would know who's going to help me get a little more tech savvy on this mess. We'll put you on YouTube if you want to come in here. Let's see, who cares what the other YouTubers think? Do your own thing. Even Homegrown said, I saw that on Night Live you did. Love his heart. I know, I did. It was on like 11 and a half hours so y'all could chat. Oh, here he comes. Come on in. We'll just have a family affair. This is Josh. Can y'all see Josh? This is who y'all were speaking to. He is so good with computers. He's so tech savvy, and I haven't told him my new jargon. I tell him all I'm a tech tard. So Josh is gonna help me get all fixed up here.
Yep.
So we've got 18 in here, and some people missed Homegrown. I don't know if they've watched the replay or not. We've got some real news going on, and actually, while Homegrown was on, Josh was pulling up other sites, checking it out. He's a good guy. He's like the rest of us. Don't just take anybody blatantly for their word. You know, always double check it.
Yeah.
And he found an additional article about that caldera. That is a big deal. Lady of Lake Fork, I need to talk to you, babe. This is the best way to answer your question. We're going to be talking about some food storage here in a little bit, guys, after I give a little bit of the news so you all can go check out Homegrown and Drop. They gave you all the real good information that I wanted to make sure. Susie Q. So this is my cousin Josh. He's in from New Jersey, and we didn't have time with the family reunion, and you know we all hadn't seen each other in a long time. So we didn't have time to really work on it, but we're going to work on it when he comes. He's coming in a few weeks, maybe a month, and we'll get it all going. Lois Young says, hi, Josh.
Hi.
He's a sweetheart. Listen, y'all, can I tell him where you work? Is that
Yeah.
against the rules?
No, it's not against the rules. I just couldn't show any videos.
Right, he couldn't show any videos, but Josh works for Amazon.
Yeah, I work for a company that works for Amazon. I just fix robots all day.
Fixes robots all day. The robots that scat everything through those warehouses. You need a Josh. You need somebody that's tech savvy. Oh, yeah. And he doesn't give himself enough credit. We tell him he's our computer expert, and he says he's not. Man, I'm telling you, boy could probably hack NASA if he wanted to. Josh, can you tell the robots to stop? Hang on a minute. I played a little
Sending the
part
wrong
of
size
my
clothes.
last video for this one. Go watch it. He replied. Yes, I did watch it. Okay.
Now I can't tell him to stop sending the wrong size clothes, but that's up to
Nope.
people
But
that
the
pick 'em.
coolest thing is, and when he shows me how to use these screens, there is somebody that has a video of what he does that we can share, but they're like Roombas, only they're bigger and square, and they carry these stacks high of product. And when those things, their batteries start getting low, they're just like little Roombas. They go to their home base and charge a little bit, and then they move in case one of their buddy little robots need to go charge up. It's the coolest thing.
Yep.
But he spends a lot of time, sometimes they get confused and they run into each other and knock each other over, and they will knock a person over if they're in the way. Hey, Amy. So my concern with that is these are like Roombas. I mean, my God, how long has Roombas been out? And they still have to have somebody watching these things and fixing their little computer parts. Now, you tell me, as long as they've been doing that, what are they going to do with those drones in an airspace delivering to our homes? So that makes me a little nervous, don't it, y'all? Just think about that. Hey, Roots. Just absorb that for a minute. These robots that are square carrying these stacks of shelves and they lose their little robot minds and run into each other and spill stuff. What is going to happen with those drones?
They'd have to have
Charlene.
really good security too. There's people that have developed stuff to drop like 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi drones out of the sky using like long range antennas or
Like hacking the drones?
kind of like that. It just sends out a kill signal. So it stops the signal from the remote to the drone or, you know, and they can drop them. But I
Hey,
think
drop.
Amazon would have something, a lot better for that
Well,
security.
listen,
But
we had a very stealth, high security drone that was hacked by Ryan. We say words funny because they're on the do not say list. And they took that drone over and landed it and had it to make their own. So if, that can be done to our military drones, what can be done to an Amazon drone? I can just see that thing delivering something to me crashing through my front door. How freaky is that going to be? And then they need their own airspace. But Amazon's already buying the runways, guys. They're going to launch these drones. Hey, Wanda. Have you been with it? You've been with us before. I always want to make sure that I get the new people. And listen, let me remind you, if you have a channel and you're fairly new and you haven't mentioned, hey guys, I have a channel, we are here to help people grow. So mention that you have a channel so we can sub and get your numbers up. We always want to help everybody get to 1,000. Drop, we were talking about, this is my cousin Josh. He's coming back in a few weeks, and he's going to help me get multiple screens up. And this is going to be the room I'm going to be using for my office. And I know I didn't get time to call you this weekend because of the family reunion. But if you will, hey guys, I have a channel. Listen, guys, Drop has a channel. Go subscribe. I think everybody in here is subscribed to you, Drop. I would hope so. Oh, Sweet Jenna only has 38. We need to give Sweet Jenna some love and go sub to Sweet Jenna. Lois Young, I don't think I have sub to Drop. What's your YouTube name? It's Drop. His YouTube name is Drop. And if you're on your cell phone, all you do is take your finger and touch Drop's name, and it will minimize me to a little bar at the bottom of your phone, and it will ask you, do you want to go to Drop's channel? And you click on go to channel, you go over, you sub, you ring his bell, and then you come back, and where I minimize at the bottom, click on me, and poof, I'm big again, and you have succeeded in not missing any of my rambling. Let's see. Last time I looked, I'm at 44 subs. I'm subbed to you, Dawn. I've already subbed you. So y'all go to Dawn. Dawn the Organized Truth. Last time, yeah. Dawn the Organized Truth. You all go and sub to Dawn. You rang his bell. Let's see. Enlightened Truth Seeker. Just finished watching Drop. I did too. Because somebody said they were falling asleep. Was I going live? And I said, give me 10 or 15 minutes. And I was finishing Drop's video. And of course, these guys have far more knowledge about this than I do. So, like I said, I'm going to give a little bit of news and a little bit of channel news, but I want to direct you all to Drop and to Homegrown. And Drop really goes into a lot of explanation, more so when he actually predicted this. Now it's news, USGS. Oh, we've got this big caldera. Drop had already said, he thought this was coming. So Drop was on the edge. I love the visit. Pain keeps me up at night. Oh, I'm so glad you do. I hate you have pain though. Now, that's just horrible. Let me see. How many do we have? 27. I usually average between 27 and 35 at this time of night. Actually, the eruption happens after the invasion. I'll Drop. Let me tell you, darling, don't even get me started. And listen, we can't have a long show. I've already told everybody. T-Rise, hello, honey. Vanessa, everybody speak to Vanessa. I feel so bad because I ignored her that first time she was in. I didn't chat in Homegrown either. It's special for y'all. Oh, you're a sweetheart. We love you too. Everybody here loves everybody. Just one big family. Oh, Dawn Kelly Kibo. She subbed. Oh, Lady of Lake Fork. Okay. Let me see. Before we
Get through this fast. I can't read that fast.
Huh?
You read them all.
You have to get used to it. I need glasses, new glasses. I've got to figure out which. Charlene.
You just see me sitting here reading without being able to answer.
That's okay. Badger report. Speaking to Drop, not speaking to me. I see how you are, Badger. See if I give you any more recipes. I might not do that video making cornbread this week. You know better than that. You know I'm picking on you. They want me to do a video teaching them how to make cornbread.
Oh, yeah?
Brown Nights. Howdy, Josh.
My opinions of 5G? I don't think it's that bad. It's bad long-term exposure, but I don't know. I don't really know how bad it is. There's problems with radiation and every type of Wi-Fi, but
Angel. See, even Josh knows. We haven't even had that discussion. But he does a lot of research. He's real deep-minded. He needs a channel. Josh needs to do a channel.
No, it would just
He's
be
young, and
technology.
he could get these young people. Well, you could teach technology. So now this is the first. I've got a guest. And I'm supposed to have another guest this week. Me and Jay Stone's supposed to get together. Real cornbread, no sugar, iron skillet. Yes, sir. Or are you a sir or ma'am? Sometimes I can't tell by the names. Real cornbread. But now, it's not going to be my real recipe of cornbread because the Badger Report needs cornbread without any flour in it. So we're just doing strict, straight, plain cornbread. Still good though.
Tech support. I can do
Tech
that.
support channel. There you go. You could, and then we'll tell everybody, and we'll get you all kinds of subs. So
Maybe.
you won't have to suffer like the rest of us. But I'm doing real good. 819. And let's see, I've been going for what, 6 weeks? That's not bad. I have a file with Google Security about it. I want mine in jail. They are stealing my property and money. I am, oh man. Oh, what did Billy say? Never heard of it, sorry. Never heard of what? Cornbread? You've never heard of cornbread? GRC, there you are. You were the ones asking for a live. Well, here you go, babe. But it can't be long. Got my grandbaby, and he'll have me up cracking in the morning. I see you have a partner in crime tonight. Yeah. Oh, I have a partner in crime tonight. Yes, I was getting ready to reintroduce. This is my cousin Josh. He's one of my family members that came in from New Jersey for the reunion, and they're leaving tomorrow. And I'm so sad. But he's like my tech genius. He's the tech genius of the family. He's really good. He's modest. He's really good. And I'm the tech tard. He's the tech genius. So he is going to try his best. I feel like being a criminal. What you got? You feel like being a criminal? What do you mean you feel like being a criminal? What? I've got a lot of things to talk to y'all about tonight. So I don't need y'all to get all real busy on your topics in chat yet. I need y'all to um oh, 35. Here we go. We've got our regulars. You're never a criminal, Drop. You're so funny. Let's see. I want to go to KFC and see all the fried chicken, but you don't see me going and doing that, do you? No. But let me tell you, you should have been here because I think we had about 4 buckets of KFC chicken that went bad. We were all chickened out. 35 and 24 likes. Smash that button. Old Drop's watching. Thank you, babe. Appreciate it. And Charlene's all ears. Okay, for everybody new, if you didn't get it, this is my cousin Josh. He is the one that gave me, we are up to 819. He's our newest sub. And I would like to say thank you by name to everybody, but I don't get a list of who all the subs are unless you comment. And if you comment on one of the videos and say, hey, I'm new sub, then I know you are, but then I'm going to miss people, so I just don't say anything. Okay. We started out, Josh works on
I
the,
work on, they're called H drives. They look like really big Roombas for Amazon. I work for a company called CBRE.
yeah, and those, when he gets me all set up with the multiple screens and all that stuff, I'm going to show y'all a video. It's really, really cool. Um, they just, it's just a big square Roomba with several shelves on top of it, and it has product in it. And my concern with that is those things crash into each other and spill product and do all kinds of little things and get all messed up. So if as long as they've been doing that, I have concerns about the safety of the drones. And Amazon's already buying their let me see if I can drop this and get us back together. Um, they're already buying runways for the drones, y'all. Yes, they are. Let's see. Okay. So that I wanted to share with you and to share that Josh is going to help me not be such a tech tard. He's coming back in a few weeks to a month. Sub from Mark like 2 weeks ago when you called into the show and talked about the coal tracks. Oh, let me tell you something about that too. That reminds me. Came out of West Virginia, never seen you around before then, and don't know why. Well, I comment a lot. Now, sometimes if I'm tired and I don't want to have to keep up with the and don't want to wear my glasses with the chat, I just minimize the chat and I just watch the show. Not very often, but I'm usually in there. The coal trucks, I had mentioned they had slowed down. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. It was miners' vacation. Of course, those coal trucks were going to slow down because coal production slows down. So now miners' vacation is over. And we'll see how those trains pick up again. So that's why the trains had slowed down. It's not that we have all the steel we need, and it's not that we have all of the missiles or anything that we probably need. Let's see, are the drones going to replace commercial airline flights? Ask your relative. His name's Josh. No, they're not gonna, I can answer that. They're not gonna replace, um, do you think Amazon will still use the airplanes to ship, or are they gonna try to
Yeah,
do
they're
it?
still going to use them. I'm not sure. They're still testing a lot of that stuff right now. I don't know about a full runway either. I think they're using, I forget the facility that they were talking about, but they bought an area where they're testing that kind of stuff and drones that, you know, not just fly, other type of robots that go on the ground and so that they can deliver them easier. There's a few companies that do it already.
Cool. Um, Dawn, I am about 50 minutes away from the southern border of, West Virginia, where Bluefield, Virginia, and West Virginia meet. I am about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, from the western side of West Virginia's border going into Virginia to get to I-81. Does that answer your question? Why, do you live in Virginia? Are you another Virginia neighbor? Okay. Yes, coal runs 24/7, but I was at my camp weekend before last weekend, and only saw 3 trains. And for the past 6 weeks or so, they were going nonstop. I mean, every 45 minutes to an hour, both tracks coming and going, they were full speed ahead. And then there was no trains that weekend. 3 trains maybe I saw that whole weekend as opposed to, 1 every 45 minutes to an hour around the clock, even all night long. It was because miners' vacation. So anyway, let me see. Somebody reminded me what else I was gonna say something about. I guess I need to.
I think I'm going to head to sleep. I'll watch the rest.
Yeah, they've gotta get up early in the morning, so love you, babe. Thanks for
Love you
coming.
too. Bye, everybody.
He's a sweetheart. How old are you, Josh?
29.
You're already 29?
Yeah?
Oh my gosh, he's pushing 30. Listen, I'm old. That just kills me. I love you, darling. Sleep
Love you.
well.
You too.
Y'all be careful tomorrow. I hate so bad they're leaving. I'm gonna be here all by myself. Kinda depressing. I'm not gonna get depressed though. Let me see. Oh, this Caldera thing with this um Nevada deal that could blow. I want you all to go look at Drop's explanation. He gets really, and he already predicted this. So, oh, may the pain force be with you when you hit 30. Oh, Drop. You'll be surprised when he hits 30. Um, but he's working his way through the company. Hey, homegrown darling, how are you? I just touched a little bit on what you were talking about, the caldera. That is really scary. And you just missed my cousin. I had a guest. I had a guest on my show. I'm doing all kinds of firsts. So, love you. And listen, I don't think you saw my comments. So while I have you on this live homegrown, I hadn't seen anything out of you for a week, and that worried me. I was asking people, has anybody heard from Homegrown? Hasn't been anything out. I'm really worried about him. So I worry about you when I don't see you or hear from you in a while. So you need to get with Bubba. I think you have my phone number. I think I sent it to you. At least send me a text and say I'm doing good. So, and thanks for the prayer, by the way. I don't think I responded to your email. I appreciate you so much. We all love you here at Homegrown. We love Drop. We love you. We love Bubba News. We love Adam. We are just one big happy family. So I want you all to watch, and I've already said this, but we've got some more. Oh, we're up to 42. Awesome, you all. Um, Yes, we are family. We are one big family, and this family, they were in your chat. Are you gonna go live? Listen, let me explain that, um, homegrown, why we had the marathon chat. Let me tell you, they were wearing me out. I was up trying to clean my house a little bit for the family to come in, and they didn't want chat to close. And I'd clean and I'd come back. And then chat's easy for me because I don't have to type my answers. And right now, after having this relapse, my fine motor skills are a little bit off a little. So I can read the chat and then I can voice answer. So that's made it a little easier for me, but they didn't want to stop. So here's what I did, homegrown. I don't know how, it looks, but I love my family and they wanted to chat. So I turned my screen around and left chat going. Well, when I got up the next morning, I overslept 10 o'clock because I didn't go to bed till about 6, I think, 5 or 6. And no, it was yeah, it was about 5 or 6, and then my family came in, and Josh, my cousin that was just here, my little guest, I had a guest, he works for Amazon, and was explaining how the robots that move the product through the big warehouses are just like big square Roombas, and what amazes me is they know when their battery's low, and they just, don't take shelves of, the product, and they just go dock them little selves till they have 20% charge, and then they zoom out of the way in case one of their little counterparts need charged. But anyway, I left the live chat going for the family. They were really into a deep conversation. So I just went to bed and left them talking. But I have a solution for that. Since we've done two of these marathon chats, I mentioned to everybody, and if, oh, hey, RJ O'Harris, how are you, honey? I'm not really good at putting links in. I can type you my email address, but the links I'm not good in. So on my Discord, I went in tonight and opened a voice chat room. So you all, if you'll send me your requests to join my Discord, it's just West Virginia Prepared Mind, and I will accept the request. You will then have Discord that you can chat in. Plus, I made a voice chat. So if you all don't want to text chat, you now have the option of voice chat. So I think that will help. And then I don't have to feel like, maybe I shouldn't have a 11 and a half hour live stream like we've done. So, hey, Scott Rogers, did I see you and speak? I want to get everybody doing great. Happy to see you again. Thank you. So, anybody, I know I don't think CJ's here. She's real good about doing that. Um, but if anybody knows how to look at my Discord and put the link in here, I sure would appreciate that because this old tech tard girl cannot do it. Dawn, what is Discord? You have to download a Discord app, and you're a part of the Marfugel family, aren't you? You need to be in Marf's Discord. There's like 10,000 people in his Discord and three or 400 active and non-active military, and that's where he gets Blenda. I am doing better. This weekend was a little hard, drug me down, but I'm doing better. Thank you for asking. But yeah, you need to get into Marf's. Each state has a room in Discord. It's set up that, there's rooms, there's live chats, there's rooms set up with chats with different topics, prepping, religion, all kinds of different. But you download the app and then you send a request to join, and they accept that And actually, there's a link. I think there's a link on Marf's drop down. So, you can join Discord and you can join my Discord. And so we don't have 11 and a half hour lives so y'all can chat. We're going to, there's sweet Jenna. She just joined, um, Discord. Yay! Oh, she sent a friend request. So you send the friend request and it pops up. I don't know, I have the hardest time showing it on my phone. And I hit accept. And now Jenna is in my Discord. And it's just like live chat, Dawn. Let me pull up my page. But now this little face is red. Let me see if I can get it on there. Let me try so you can see it. I don't think you can see the little face. The light's not good in here like it is in my living room. It's like a little computer controller face, only it's green. And I'm on several people's Discord. So most channels have Discord. So you just click, and my little Discord has my son's puppy dog. I love the puppy dog. So you just click on mine when you have a whole list and join others, and then you go over to my chat and see it's just like live chat here on a live, and you can just have all kinds of conversations. And mine are in a different color, and I will do at everyone if I'm not just in part of um, um, just a regular chat. If I need an announcement for you, like I did tonight, we've got the voice room. Bamboo, how are you? So I thought this would help you all because you can chat in Discord just like you do on live chat. It's the same thing. Plus, also when you look under, my um, West Virginia Prepared Mind channel, it has the text channel that I just showed you, plus it has general chat, and then it has open chat. I have two chat rooms. So if, Brian Knight and Drop and Scott Rogers want to really get into the solar minimum and everything that's going on, and nobody else is interested in that, then, those guys can do their thing, and you all can go over and gossip in a separate room, if you just want to gossip about stuff. So there's two voice chats. And let me tell you, when you're in voice chat, if there's several of you at the bottom of your screen, always mute your microphone so there's no background noise. And then you can hear one another talk and then unmute when you want to say something. So that's a little Discord tip. But just download that app and then just search West Virginia Prepared Mind, search the Marfugel family. Um, Homegrown, are you still here? Do you have a Discord? I haven't been on Discord until tonight, so I'm a little bit behind on Discord. I went to the store today and bought 18 items, and it was $90? Oh my goodness. That is horrible. Okay. I wanted you to look at Drop and Homegrown's channels and what they have put out tonight about the caldera where the earthquakes took place in Nevada. Okay. That is very, very important that you all get that information. And let me see. Flipping Asians. Hey there. How are you? Okay, so I told you about Drop and Homegrown and how important it is to go look at their information. We talked a little bit about how I have a concern if they have to have somebody, those Roomba like computers that dash everything through the warehouses, they have a problem. Anime. So I'm a little bit, um, You're looking for my number. Well, if you can't find it, it was probably in an email and you get thousands of emails. Just get it from Bubba. He has it. Just text Bubba and he knows he can give you my number. I need to get a phone for this since people are wanting to call in, but I can't do that quite yet. Um, let me see. But my cousin's coming in a month. He's going to help me get another screen going, and he's going to help me with the OBS to be able to share stuff from screen to screen. And I'm going to get a mic. Hey, Angel in Dallas. Okay, that's the channel news. Got Discord covered. And I want to do a little canning discussion. I had a message from one of our watchers about one of my older videos about why, she said she's real stingy with her glass jars for canning. And I understand that perfectly. And she wanted to have me, hey, Lady of Lake, are you listening? This is for you, darling. She wanted me to explain why I would waste jars canning my noodles and cereal and those kinds of things. Well, it's very easy to use my Sillamil, and I want to make sure. Hey, Johnny TV 303 and Lloyd Baker, welcome, welcome, welcome. 36. We're doing great. Love you guys. But anyway, the reasoning behind what most of us consider when we're used to canning meats and our vegetable soups and our spaghetti sauces and those kind of things, to waste a jar on typically what we would think on, you know, we have cereal, we have crackers. Okay. I think it is very, very important, especially if you have children in the family. And I've got a 13-year-old granddaughter and a grandson that's going to be 3. So I think we need comfort foods. That canned vegetable soup is going to be absolutely wonderful. And typically, I always make a pan of cornbread, which I have everything fixed that I can cook on a fire, cook on a grill if we have a grid down situation. But I also like those little oyster crackers, and they get stale. And if you have things in glass jars, depending on how you store your long term food, you don't have to worry about rodents. And but the comfort foods are gonna be very, very important, and I would direct you also to Green Greg's Garden and Worm Farm. He works for NASA, and he can explain to you very well, um, about how our major electrical, facilities there's 3 in the United States, East Coast, West Coast, and Texas has their own. And he said, "What do you use for preservative?" Um, I'm not quite sure. What do you mean, preservative? For my glass jars for dry goods, I just seal a millet. Sometimes I put oxygen absorbers in, sometimes I don't. I just seal a millet, but I work very well on rotating, the food. So if we have a grid down situation, I don't have stuff that's setting on the shelves 25 years. It is rotated. So anyway, Green Greg explained that those big, huge power plants, that there is a ton of the inner workings of those that are handmade in another country, and that it takes, hi, Alfred Phillips, did I speak to you, honey? Um, it takes 16 months once one of those electrical generator facility things are ordered, 16 months to get it here. And he said that if we did have an EMP or a CME and one of those things were taken out, he said that it would be 2 years before we were up and running. So I think it's going to be very, very important. Also mentioning, they have found in Alaska people in their cabins dead with tons of flour, cornmeal, and beans and rice. That's not a balanced meal. You have to have the fats, you have to have sugars, you have to have the proteins. You need a well-balanced meal. So, we have canned the ingredients to make Rice Krispies for the kids. Any dry good that you keep, the 5-gallon buckets are great. I don't put flour in my quart jars. I put noodles and cereal and candy and like stuff to make, the Rice Krispie treats. Those are the things I put in my jars that's dry food. But there is absolutely not a dry food, no flour, no cornmeal, no rice, no noodles, no anything that I do not freeze for 4 days before I store it. And that is because the lovely FDA, if you know or not, allows there to be so many larvae and bugs left in our food, in our rice, in our pinto beans, in our, there's just bugs in our food. If you freeze any of that, and some people tell you just have to do it 24 to 48 hours. I want to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I even freeze my sugar. And that will kill all of the bugs, so you don't have to worry about and popcorn. Have you all ever pulled out a bag of the old-fashioned popcorn and put it in a pot with butter and salt and done it the old-fashioned way? If you're let me see, Drop Homegrown, if you go to my channel and email me, I'll send you yeah, Drop's got it too. Um, but let me see what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying. Freezing the food. I don't want any bugs. I don't want to open up a 5-gallon bucket whenever and find any bugs in that food. And if you freeze it for 4 days, it kills eggs, larvae, kills the bugs. You're not going to open it up and get the bugs. But, I also am a huge proponent of buy the gravy mixes, canned ground chuck or ground beef or whatever you want, cheapest meat. Go buy Hamburger Helper, anything to spice up your food. And it doesn't always necessarily have to be 25-year storage. If you are keeping a year to 2 years of food in your long term pantry, then if you're rotating it, so most of my stuff is not more than a couple of months old in my pantries. Drop, can you call? If you can make it quick, because I have my grandson tonight and he will be up probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I don't want to be up real late. But it was going to be too much to text. And I had the question, why am I using jars for the dry food? And she happens to be on tonight and I wanted to answer her question um, real quick. But listen, if we have to go a long time without power and you think you're going to live on beans and rice and, our acid filled foods that we can, the vegetable soup, the spaghetti, so many people in the summer can their tomato juice. That stuff doesn't last long. Even in the best of conditions, very dry, 65-degree weather, you have to be very, very careful and keep that stuff especially rotated. Hey, babe, how are you? Pretty good. Uh, oh, okay. Drop's gonna call about. He's calling about canning. Let me put you on speaker, okay? Okay, Drop's gonna talk to us about canning. Go ahead,
Okay,
Drop.
well, I haven't done any canning since I was like a teenager. My aunt and my mom used to try to teach me that. But on the like, I got strawberries, and I'm planning on making strawberry preserves this year.
Yum.
And so, do you still use the wax at the top of the thing?
You can do it either way. You can water bath it or you can use the paraffin wax. And I have never canned any of the preserves. The last time I did it, it was apple jelly and I used the paraffin wax.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it because I got a digital pressure cooker that cans. So you set it for certain stuff, and of course you leave the lids loose. And I got the manual for it. I just wondering if they still use wax because I couldn't find any in the stores.
Well, if
The paraffin wax.
the paraffin wax, you put your preserves in the jar, and you have your paraffin wax melted, and you just pour it on top until you have a fairly thick coating, at least, I don't know, at least a quarter of an
I was
inch.
just wondering because I haven't been able to find any paraffin wax in the stores around here.
Well,
So I wonder if they still do it that way.
I don't know. That's the way I did my apple jelly years ago. I don't have it now, but you've got your canner. I'd can it. I'd just be safe and can it. But it's cherries and it's acid, and that's not going to last you more than a couple years anyway. Anything that's high acid, you're looking 3 to 5 years max with it stored in optimal conditions, which is in a box, dark, and about 65 degrees average year-round temperature.
Right. So basically, you dig a hole in the back of your yard and bury it into a root cellar.
Yes. Root cellars are awesome. Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing people should get is a book on root cellaring. I bought one, a hard copy. And, the power goes out and the internet goes out. Well, it hasn't done that lately, right?
Oh, the Lady of Lake drop says it's now called Gulf Wax. GULF.
Yeah, Lady Lake, I haven't, Lake Fork, I haven't really seen any canning wax at all in the stores at Walmart or Safeway or any of those places, so
Might have to
I just
order.
wondered if they still did that.
Might have to order it off of Amazon. See if Amazon well, I know they have wax for cheese because I want to order some wax and I want to dip some cheese. I was thinking about canning it, but I don't know how long that would last. And if you dip it in the wax, it'll last forever. So we're gonna do some wax
Well, are you
covered
talking
cheese.
about making cheese from scratch, or are you talking about preserving cheese that's made already?
Preserving cheese that's made already.
I would just buy the one with the coating on it. Then you never have to, it only has wax on it.
Yeah.
And then you never have to worry about that because you don't have to. You just have to keep it cool. That's all.
Well, you can't always find that on sale. I'm trying to show people how to budget shop and get more prep. So if you can get some cheese on sale and dip it in your own wax, because they have the special wax. And I got that idea from the Alaska prepper. He says he has a friend in Alaska that has been preserving cheese, their own cheese for years when they get it on sale, and that it lasts for years. So that was
actually, Scan Family said drop the wax was over with the canning jars. So I guess the canning jars, you don't need wax anymore. That answers that question.
okay. Yeah, because I just pressure everything.
Yeah, I know. It's been so long since I ever canned anything. I got the canner. I've got the digital canner. I got tons of jars, stuff like that. So how many people in the audience actually have seeds to grow food with?
Have they what? How many people have actually what?
Have seeds to grow food with if something happens.
Everybody put a 1 in chat if you have started stocking seeds. So 1.
Yeah, I'm talking about
heirloom, non-GMO. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Because Drop watches the chat. He calls and watches the chat.
Oops.
What?
Oh, I hit 1 and it did something.
Oh. Well, we have more 1s than we do 2s.
Okay.
That's good. Hey, Paige Robinson. So that's good. We don't have very many 2s, Drop. That's good.
Yeah, but are they seeds that actually, you can grow them to make more seeds?
Are they the non-GMO
heirloom seeds?
Heirloom seeds.
Right.
I thought I better put my 1 on there. Yes,
Because
Brian
if they're
Knight.
not, you're not going to be able to grow another crop out of them.
Scott
And
Rogers.
I was doing it.
Scott Rogers wants
was
to
doing
know
it.
how you store your seeds.
Well, they're actually, I buy them from True Leaf Market, and they're actually in a Mylar bag, and they're not coated or nothing. So, I plant them directly, and they just sprout like crazy. The True Leaf Market seeds are awesome.
Yes.
I mean, I've actually bought some seeds at like Home Depot and stuff before. I had some that were 10 years old that sprouted, and I bought some of these from the Seed Vault up there on Amazon, and I got maybe a 30% sprout rate off of them, and they were just supposed to be good for 20 years. So if any of you bought any of them, you're out of luck. So you need to reseed. Get some new seeds because they're not good.
I wanted to give me a second. I want to comment on Vanessa Dobbin. She said the only real prepping is prayer. Yes, we have to pray and be prayed up. And one of my earlier videos, it's one of the drive time videos, I talked about, if we have a toothache, we can pray till the cows come home and God can heal. Absolutely. I believe in healing. But I also believe that God expects us to use common sense. And if we have a toothache or we need a surgery, He has given people special gifts to have the knowledge and the skill and provided these skills for us to take advantage of. And the Bible speaks of how difficult times will be toward the end. And we know we've got the floods, we know we have the earthquakes, we've got the Cascadia subduction zone, we've got the New Madrid fault line that could split us a new Grand Canyon from the Great Lakes to the Gulf, and that will disrupt all trucking. There's already stores with food shortages in areas. And if we are slowly stocking, like, slow and sure wins the race, is what the Alaskan prepper says. You don't have to go out and buy $1,000.
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if we got that much time left as far as stocking up food. So what you could prep now, I think you better start.
Yeah, canned
If
food.
you've been on the fence, you better get off it now because I've not just the last video from yesterday, but I've actually talked about the fact of California and how it's going to be a disaster. And I've talked about it 6 months ago. It's not the first time. And it wasn't about, when everybody's yelling about Yeller and Yellowstone, I was yelling about La Caldera Valley and La Caldera. And so, I'm thinking that you got to do what you got to do. But, if you got to go without Starbucks coffee for a month to get some food stocked up, might be a good idea.
Absolutely. If you have an Aldi's near you, you can go buy canned food for 44 cents a can. You can get
there's nothing wrong with buying food that you can rotate and you actually eat every day. Because one thing I can tell you is that if you go buy the long-term storage food, it may not agree with your stomach. And what good is that going to do you if you haven't ever tried it and used it?
Yeah, I just buy regular groceries, y'all. It's all of mine's regular groceries. I have store metal canned food, vegetables. I have pressure canned meat, and I have, my buckets of rice, my buckets of flour, cornmeal. I have salt, baking soda, baking powder. I have in my preps canning. I mean, if we don't have stores, you need your canning supplies. So I have, extra lids and rings and canning salt, those kinds of things. But
I'm just kind of laughing because did you read Scott Rogers' comment about Starbucks coffee?
Oh no, I didn't.
It's kind of funny. Blah, Star smokes coffer. Yeah, I feel the same way. Their coffee's overrated and it actually sucks.
Well, let me tell you, I stopped buying Starbucks coffee when our troops sent a letter to corporate and asked if they would send them some Starbucks coffee overseas to our boys that help our nation's protection. And Starbucks just poo-pooed them off and had a real nasty statement about them wanting something for free. And these boys, qualify for Medicaid for Pete's sake, until Starbucks got a lot of flack over that. And then they sent them coffee. Well, it was too late for me now. So I have not had Starbucks coffee since then. I think we need to support our troops. They are only following the orders that they are given. And if they don't follow those orders, then they're put in jail, in military jail. So our troops have to do what they're told. And we need a military. So I think we need to pay all the respect in the world for our active military, our veterans, and their families. Because as a mother of a Marine back in the day, I can tell you the family suffers. You worry about your kids that are in the military because you never know what's going to break out any day. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I only spent 6 years, 1 by 2 by 3. So I actually spent a year and 2 months active in the United States Naval Reserve as enlisted because I wanted some college money. So that's all I can say about it.
yeah. Did I tell you I didn't get time
That was
to?
during the Iran crisis in the first Gulf War.
Yeah,
Before the first Gulf War, actually when Iran and Iraq were in conflict. And we didn't know if we were going to be in a conflict at any given time.
it's true.
So it never changes, but I lived in a small town, Georgia, and I used to see every year they put up the crosses, and that just made me sad because they did lose some boys over there in Afghanistan, Iraq. They did.
Yeah, yeah,
That affected the whole town because a lot of them were Marines or Army or whatever, and they did lose their lives over there.
well, my chat wasn't rolling. That's why I didn't see Scott's comment. Enlightened, yes, I drink Dunkin' Donuts only. Okay, West Virginia, thank you so much for saying that I have a son serving and my husband serves. Let me tell you, the family suffers, and you worry about those boys. And now, for goodness sakes, what do you all think? They want to drop the age to 16? I mean, Cap and my boys went to somebody's house for a slumber party at 16. They never knew when old mom was going to pull up to make sure they were where they were supposed to be, doing what they were supposed to do. Now, that's just part of parenting.
Actually, in World War II, Kim, in World War II, Kim, it was so bad that they needed manpower that they actually drafted anybody from 1671. They brought old fossils out of the word works there because they needed people that knew how to lead. So they brought officers back on that were even 71 years old, just to run a supply ship.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So apparently they think it's going to be on that level. If they're wanting to go to 16, and I know the women had to work.
We're definitely having a problem recruiting young men. And because you look at most of the young men now,
well, my goodness, they starve to death on that military salary. If they get married and have a child, they qualify for low-income housing and Medicaid, for God's sake. What a way to treat our military.
Well, military's never been treated well, especially after war's over. The military's been treated like crap. I mean, you can look all the way back to World War II with Hitler. A lot of the Polish people that served in the German army in the First World War, if they were Jewish, they would be taken to a concentration camp. They didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care about the former soldiers in the Polish army. In fact, Hitler and Stalin conspired, or Germany and Russia conspired at that point to actually split up Poland right down the middle, and they made a plot to actually kill the leadership of Poland so they could take over the country. So, there's just so many things that in history that that's recent history, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Josh, my cousin that was my guest on the beginning of the show, his great grandfather was a corpsman in that WW2, and he felt such a responsibility that love his heart. His feet swelled to the point that the rivets for his boot laces were embedded in his feet and ankles. So, being a corpsman, he had access to morphine, and he used and self medicated with morphine so his feet would not hurt, even though they were bleeding, so he could continue to treat the wounded on the field. And he had so many what do you get? Medals. He had so many medals it was ridiculous, but he had such a hard time when he came back from that war that he really never had any further quality of life. So, war's horrible. I mean, it's just horrible, but what are we going to do? Let's see. I wanted to make sure I covered all my points. I told you about Discord. Send me a message. I'll approve your Discord. There's 2 chat rooms in there for you. The trains, they had slowed down coal production because of miners' 2 weeks vacation. I referred you to Drop and to Homegrown about the new Caldera. And Drop had talked about it before this came out. So I think I covered
I've been talking about that for 6 months.
Yes. So,
there's other videos, not just the one previous yesterday.
Drops all over that stuff, and he educates you. And then you've got to listen to Drop and Brian Knight, and watch him and Scott talk in chat. They're really.
Well, don't forget about Homegrown either, and don't forget about Snafu Snaps, and Snafu Snaps has a very, very alternative optics when you listen to them.
Oh yeah, I talk about Snafu all the time, but I'm talking about you guys that can give further in-depth education beyond skimming the surface like I do. I want to refer them to y'all for the, the education of, what's going on with our weather and those earthquakes and, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, I've mentioned Snafu.
There is a coming storm.
A bunch.
There is a storm coming, but that's actually related to the solar and plasma event that's going to come to this planet, and that's actually a history resetter of civilization. And Brian knows about this too. Yeah, we discussed it many times over in Hangouts, and we also discussed the actual the topic of California and this super volcano came up weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new to us, but
exactly.
I was going to be working on a video about the coming plasma solar storm and the effects of the external influences on our solar system from another solar system, which we're actually being trapped by and dragged with. So this has everything to do with the blue lights in New York. It has everything to do with the outages of power. It has everything to do with the volcanic activity increasing, everything. It also has a lot to do with the sun and the grand solar minimum and why it's occurring. In the respects of how it's getting more intense.
Did you see Scott Rogers' posts now?
Yeah, I saw it. Horizontal lightning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that not common?
Well, no, that's actually caused because of the the primer point, which is a research in how the rings of Saturn are created. Also, the heptagon things on the North and the South Pole and on the other moons. And it's also related to, if I really want to put it to a point, it's also related to the Birkeland currents. And
hold on, Shannon. We'll get to your question.
And the thing to vampire stars, which is actually visiting our star, and it's actually 50 times bigger, which me and Brian have actually looked at and examined.
Doug Gins said has a plasma question. Doug, Drop called in over the weekend on one of the lives and was talking about, I'm going to give you the short and sweet because you're going to, Drop's going to do a video. So the short and sweet is, we take these pictures and everybody says, oh, look at all these orbs. He says they're plasma balls, and the plasma can set, electrical wires on fire and fields on fire. They can cause fire. And we have plasma that's entering the atmosphere. That is about all I'm going to give to you. And Drop is going to give you that information in the video because I can't go long tonight. I've got to get up with that baby in the morning. I've got to be cheery with him. But I wanted to go.
But plasma is actually electrical or negatively charged to north and south, and it actually goes to the.
It's ions, negative and positively charged ions, correct?
North and south. You could also look at polarization of north and south. You can look at it like a primer point, like a magnetic ball. If we look at the toroid magnetic thing of what Tesla, originally described as the, our magnetic north and south, it's actually split into two, and the farther it gets apart the magnetic lines, that's where you get different interactions in that. So that can explain the plasma and how it's actually electrical engineer, Lady Fork.
But we want you to do that video.
Well, I haven't had time because I actually work during the weekdays.
Yeah.
And I work at home, but I'm very busy because I have a lot of things to deal with, including hackers and security, stuff like that.
Right.
So, I actually take care of and run, help, and support marketing companies that actually market people for business. And so I'm really busy a lot with building servers, setting up servers, security of servers, websites, coding, everything. So
I know you're a busy guy. And then we've got to find 2 hours for me to call you. I haven't forgot about that. So my life is much freer from now on with my little pumpkin in daycare. So I need to keep myself really, really busy. So the minute you get any chance, doesn't have to be tomorrow because I have him tomorrow. Monday's the only day through the week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to be looking for anything to keep myself busy. So anytime you get a chance and you want to call me, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I am available. And next weekend, I'm available. See, this weekend.
What's the days again?
Every day but Monday.
Every day but Monday, right?
Yeah, and I'm even available, sometimes she gets the baby at 7 on Mondays in the evening, sometimes at 9. So I'm even available in the evening on Mondays.
Right. Well, I usually try to take Mondays off, but it usually get pulled in, so.
Okay. I wanted to
call, whatever.
Sharon's Country Charm. Welcome, Sharon. Or Shannon. I'm sorry. I need glasses, so y'all overlook me.
Well,
I don't
things I could say is that the plasma, we've seen it even as far as 2002. You remember the lights over there in Arizona across Phoenix?
Right. Yeah, we talked about this the other night.
And then they looked like UFOs just departed like a minute. Boom, they were gone. But they just found the point of least resistance and grounded themselves to their magnetic orientation. So,
cool. That's
all it is.
Okay. Well, that's
so
a good thing.
So back to the canning thing.
Okay.
So back to the canning thing. So I'm kind of afraid to can by myself because I haven't done it in years, but I have all these canning supplies, I have all the mixes and stuff like that. And I know it's going to be an important thing. I have like thousands of seeds You know,
Right.
for instance, I probably have about 10,000 seeds of for like beets.
Oh, bye,
And
Kizzy Cricket.
radishes.
She's got to go to bed. We're not going to be but a few minutes longer. I have to go to bed too. So go ahead, Drop. I want to say bye to Kizzy.
Yeah, and so I think, right, good night, Kizzy. So I think that, one of the things I can really stress is that besides having enough food that you can rotate and, that you actually know you can eat, cook, and prepare, you know how to cook and prepare, because, you can have these off-the-shelf buckets of, 25 years food, but how does it taste? Have you tried it?
I
Do you
don't believe
rotate it?
in those buckets of food. It's cheaper to do your own.
Yes, it is. I mean, why are you going to spend $3,000 on a year's worth of food?
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
No, I can show you how to make a cheaper bucket that's going to taste better. Oh, and I have to go buy that brake bleeder. I've got to show everybody how to seal their quart jars of dry product with a brake bleeder. So maybe we'll get to do that this week. I've got a lot of
I think
things.
that'd be awesome if you did that, because I think that'd be more something I'd be drawn to watch.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, "Hey, buy my buckets of food from the Patriot Supply" or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't believe in those. I don't believe in those buckets at all. And those buckets have product in them that have dry milk in several of them. And you have to look at the fine print to see that it says, oh, those products are only good for 2 years or 3 years. So you've got this full bucket you think is going to last for 25 years. And there's product in there that goes bad in 2 or 3 years. So I do not believe in those buckets. You can make your own buckets for far cheaper.
My major point was in my last video I just uploaded like 20
Hey,
minutes
trucker.
ago. You may be allergic to some of the stuff that's put in there, so you won't be able to eat in the first place, like milk products, peanut butter, peanuts, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, Tucker, if
So
you're going to
one size
do
fit
it,
all.
Patriot Supply is the best. They do really have the best product. I agree with you. But it's what you can make your own for cheaper. Way cheaper.
Yeah, it's like the eggs, if I want to dehydrate eggs, I got a dehydrator right now to dehydrate eggs. So why shouldn't I do it myself?
Exactly.
Why shouldn't I pickle them? I mean, I like pickled eggs.
Now let me tell you, if I were going to see, I get fresh eggs, and I have a lady that has clean nests, and they're not dirty, and if they're kept in a cool place appropriately, fresh eggs, I have found easily last 6 months. I have had them 8 months. So we keep fresh eggs. If I were going to buy anything from a long-term storage company, it would be egg powder and butter powder. That's the only long-term storage items I would buy, because we can do everything else ourselves. They have flavored rice in those buckets. They're going to give you chili bean rice, okay? You go buy 5 packs of Nor rice sides. That is the chili flavor. Go buy you a can of red kidney beans or whatever your beans are. Cook 2 cups of that. It takes 2 cups of water in that Nor rice side. Throw the beans in it. You have got, put 30 of those, 5 times 5 is 25. So you got $25. We can make these buckets for way cheaper with just as tasty food, and you can seal a meal those.
I think that's actually a very important point to everybody, is to make your food much cheaper in storage and learn how to do it the right way. So
and
you can do it on your own,
tasty.
because that food's going to run out if stuff really does shut down.
Yes.
You're only going to have a certain amount of time. But can I answer one question that somebody asked me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I did call into Mars, and then I corrected him on his pronunciation of a place that I actually worked for, which was a military industrial complex. And I also asked him what he wanted to know, because when I asked him what he wanted to know, I asked him what he wanted to know about the future, and he didn't realize that. that's what I called in for, and he didn't get it.
Oh,
Just didn't get it.
I want to know about the future. I want you to tell us anything that you can tell us. But we've got to do it in.
There's a lot of stuff I can tell you about the future, but some of it I don't want to tell you right now because it really would scare the crap out of you.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't want to scare anybody. Listen. Don't be
Exactly.
afraid. No, don't be scared. Just be prepared. Be prayed up. You know, show
That's
the
right.
love, the
Just try to
love
get
of
some
God, and the
information
truth
about
will
the future.
come. That's my little guidelines. Pickled eggs are great. RJL Harris says she just pickles her eggs. I haven't pickled any. I have everything to pickle them. If I get worried that, I'm getting down to a point and we don't have air conditioning and I can't keep my eggs cool, absolutely, I would pickle my eggs. I would be a pickle and egg fool. And I like beets in mine because I like them red. And, oh, they're so good in salads. I just like pickled eggs.
I've been looking for a jar of them pickled eggs over there at Walmart, Safeway, and stuff. I can't find them anywhere.
Usually those country
Snaps.
stores and Cracker Barrel and those kind of places is usually where you get those.
You used to be able to find a whole big jar, like a
Hey, Snafu.
like a 2.5 gallon jar of pickled eggs.
Yeah. 4 chickens will do you. Yes, you can get your chickens. My grandbaby's mama has chickens next door, but she lets her chickens lay their eggs all over the place. They're up in the bushes. Who knows how long they've been there. They're dirty, they're muddy. If they even have mud on them, those eggs will not last. They will not do it. And I have a contact, her eggs are spotless. And I have had eggs 8 months. The only reason I don't know if they lasted longer was because I wasn't buying any. I had so many eggs, but I just lost 25 dozen because we had a hot day we weren't expecting, and the air conditioning wasn't on, and the room got too hot, and it ruined all of my eggs. So now I am starting over. Unwashed eggs last longer, right? Yes. Fresh,
there's actually
straight from the
a lady
hen, unwashed,
there's a lady
clean.
up in Idaho with her husband, Kim, that actually shows you how to preserve eggs without refrigeration with pine that you can buy at like Home Depot. So you don't wash the eggs; you just actually immerse them into the lime solution.
Okay.
And they actually preserve the eggs up to a year and a half.
Yes, they do. But when you cook those eggs, they taste like lime drop. Did you know that?
I've never tried it, but I'm just telling you what I saw.
Those eggs taste like lime. Now, there's another option. You can grease your eggs. But if you find someone that keeps a clean hen house with clean nests that has no mud, no poop on those eggs, they will last you 8 months to a year if they are kept in a cool, dark location. And you don't.
So you're basically talking about root celery again.
Yes. Or,
and I think root celery is a very important skill to learn.
Yes.
One thing you got to learn about root celery is how far you got to dig down to keep that temperature constant, even during the coldest of winter.
Yes. Well, if you dig a root cellar, that temperature is constant. Usually at around 58 to 60 degrees in a root cellar.
Yeah, 56 to 60, depending on the depth and where you live at.
Right.
There's a different depth for every place in the country. And so that's one of the biggest things.
You have to know you have to know your freeze line. It's like in West Virginia, our freeze line is 24 inches. Anything below between 18 and 24 inches. So if you don't want it to freeze, you have to go down at least 2 feet. And then you get the constant around 60, 65 temperature. but anything that is within that first 2 feet of dirt can freeze. So you need to know your freeze line for your area, and you can get that information actually from your water company, because if you have to replace a water line, they will tell you in your area how deep your water line needs to be dug, and that is based upon the freeze line. Just a little
Exactly.
tip.
Very good point. Very good point.
So,
That's why I had to buy a 4-foot shut-off tee for my main water valve if I want to shut it off by replacing certain things. So that's excellent idea. And there's also you can also look at the depths of wells. You know, I'm not talking about the ones that swim in the ocean. I'm talking about how far you got to dig down to get water.
thank you, Anna Mae.
Right? The water table.
Yes, the water table. You got to worry about the water table.
Yeah, there's actually a water table. You can look it up and how far they got to dig a well to get down groundwater. Now, I actually was looking at that, and then I asked my next door neighbor because he knows everything about this area out here, you know, and he has a master's degree. And so he said, yeah, you know, by the way, it may be on your property or just right behind your property. There used to be an old well that used to actually supply about 5 houses around here.
And
so I know there's a well right behind the property, either on it or off. You know, I'll tell you what, if things need to be fired up, that well will be fired up. Even though we have a creek down the hill, and we have a lake farther down, you know, that's actually a valuable resource to know. So if you don't know anything about the area you live in, start asking people that do.
exactly. Well, it's like in my area, it's 300 feet typically, 250 to 350 feet for a well. And then like Scott said, or somebody said it was 4 feet, but to get below the freeze line. And I wanted to comment on Vanessa Dobbins. Vanessa, none of us are going to be physically prepared for this earth to make it through any bad situation. The Bible says we're going to have hard times. The only thing we're trying to do is to prepare to give us any kind of edge at all on those difficult times that we have been promised. So nobody that is prepping or doing any of the things that we're talking about, none of us believe that we're going to be so wise and have so much lined up that we're going to skate through any kind of problem. But the other point that I wanted to make about things in the jar and rotate, you know, the cereals and the pastas. If you'll remember, everybody in the Marfugel family, he read the memo in December where the committee associated with Homeland Security had asked President T to warn the American people that typically, you know, Department of Homeland Security suggested that we prep at 2 weeks worth of food. They have suggested we prep 6 months. So if they say 6 months, I believe it's 2 years. I referred you to Greg's Garden and Earthworms. He's a NASA engineer. He knows about those electrical, you know, facilities that the 3 of them that produce all of our electricity. He said it would take 16 months to get any of those built and here, and then to get the grid back up 2 years.
Yeah, it would take it to build it from scratch, but actually, if they actually have them underground already and protect from an EMP or a flare, you know, an X flare or whatever.
They already have some stored.
It would still take 2 to 3 months to even hook them up. So, you know,
well, depends upon what the problem is and how our current grid of our, you know, lines that, you know, I mean, you've got the transformers. I mean, it's more than just those big powerhouses. You know, it's everything.
Well, it's not a one size fits all. It's actually custom made for the situation. And so what I'm saying is that it would still take 2 to 3 months to hook them up, even if they had them ready underneath caves and tunnels in this country. So, and then you look at the priority of stuff. You look at 2 to 3 weeks out, and you got people starving. You got people dying. The first thing people are going to have problems with is water
Yes.
purity. They're going to get waterborne diseases, and it's one of the most worst things in the world.
Yep.
So,
And nobody has antibiotics. Now I do. I go to chewy.com and we buy antibiotics, the fish antibiotics. I took them to the pharmacist. They are people antibiotics. They are 500 milligram amoxicillin and whatever other
well, listen,
antibiotic
if you
you
don't
want to
have
buy.
antibiotics anyway available to you, then what you should be looking into is thyme oil, because thyme oil actually it actually kills viruses and bacteria. So it's like a miracle drug that's been forgotten by the big pharma, buried. And so thyme oil is actually one of the most effective ways to kill like coughs, diseases, respiratory problems. And so you can actually inhale that as a vapor. And actually, in the past, it's actually been ingested as a liquid thyme oil. So as far as medicinal herbs go, that's one of the most important things that you can actually have in your stock is some thyme oil. And you can pick that up for like a 4-ounce one with a dropper for like, I think it's like 16, 17, 18 bucks, something like that.
Yep. I have thyme. I've got all kinds of those essential oils. And I actually have a book. I asked anybody if they would be interested in. I have a book that also will give you combinations of single oils to treat arthritis, neurological problems, nerve problems, depression. And there was some interest, but a couple of people just wanted to buy the book. So, and Vanessa, yes, you are living like Armageddon, and I am so sorry to hear that. But if you're near the city and you're having a problem, on Marfugel's Discord, they have a section where you can go in and look for jobs. So, while I would suggest you go, there are several people that have been offered jobs by other Marfugel family members, and it sounds like it would be, easy for you maybe to relocate. I would go post.
Yeah, actually, if they're looking for jobs, Kim, if they want to work online at home, they can actually. I would recommend 3 sites, and it'd be Upwork, it would be Guru, and it would be Freelancer. And those are all .coms, by the way. And I've actually used all 3 of them in the past. And they actually, you have to be careful on Freelancer, but Guru is okay, and Upwork is very strict, and they require verification of who you are. But you could do stuff from anything simple from a spreadsheet to being a programmer, to being an electrician, to being a plumber, whatever. I mean, they do have on-site jobs, so you can find a job there if you want one working from home.
Right.
And that goes actually for teaching, and there's actually Fortune 500 companies that actually hire out of Upwork. So you can go to Upwork.com, UPWORK.com, and you can actually find a job working at home, mostly at home.
Yeah.
Working online.
Yep. And that's what we're going to have a chat about when we both get time. I'm available anytime after 7 tomorrow, and every day.
All you got to do is go to the website. I mean, you can talk to
I
me all
don't
you
have
want,
any. I don't have any way to write that down. I'm in a bedroom with my laptop and my phone and a bottle of pop, and
That's correct, Lydia. Lake Fork, it's Upwork, and then you put a .com on the end of it, and you can go there, and you have to verify who you really are. And Guru is another one, and then there's also Freelancer.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, you told me this weekend, you wanted to, whenever I could block off a couple hours time, you wanted to talk to me. I thought that's what it was, but
Yeah, I want to teach you how to use OBS and talk to you about,
Great.
where to find a job if you want to work at home.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, OBS. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Because in your degree, you could actually do consulting. You could actually do independent contracting. You could also maybe pick up a Fortune 500 company, work for them, just to be an analyst. And, you're in psychology, right?
Yes, I'm almost finished with my doctorate.
Right. So you could actually just get a job working at home and never have to go anywhere again, like I do for the last 17 years.
That's exactly what I need, because my little legs aren't
Yeah.
gonna let me do much of that anymore.
Yeah, they're all .coms.
Oh, well, you're
that you can look
welcome,
for.
Angel in Dallas. I love this little family. There's 38
And there's
people in here. That's awesome. I mean, I don't even have
Yeah, I mean,
1,000 subs.
there is no reason at all.
Oh.
There's no reason at all for people to have to go pound the pavement for a job in the old-fashioned way. You can find a job working at home at your own hours. I mean, tomorrow I'm just going to take it off. I don't care. I
Right.
got my hours in. I got my money in the door from last week and this week, and I'll work when I want to. And I tell my clients, this is my schedule, and you better get your stuff in the door before whatever. But I'm always on call because I also actually do damage control in that respect, because if there's some issues with there's always hackers out there. I'm always dealing with hackers. Okay, so if I have a hacker problem, I would love to hit them back. I wish they would change the law so I legally could hit them back and just wipe out the computers.
Right.
But I can't. Because if I do that, I go to jail. That's stupid. But
That's right, sweet Jenna. Welcome to Mom's house. So, well, I hate
there's
to
plenty
cut.
of jobs out there for you, Kim, that you can do just from home and still, watch your grandbabies and do all that stuff. You shouldn't have to work that hard anymore and go pound the pavement for
I
a
don't
job and
want to
go sit
work
in
that
the
hard
office.
anymore. Although I loved my job, I loved doing substance abuse therapy. That was the best job I ever had. And, money's the root of all evil. I quit that job because I thought I had a job where I was going to be making more money. And I was making plenty where I was at. I was happy where I was at. I should have never done that. And then, my health got out of whack. But some things happen for a reason. So, I haven't been able to do much, but I don't want to get on disability, and I don't want to do that. I like to work. I'm not lazy. That's why I'm doing this. It gives me something to do. So,
Well, I'm not lazy either, but, I heard that a long time ago that laziness is a sign of intelligence.
well, okay. Well, I'm lazy in that right now I'm ready just to sit at home in my pajamas in front of a computer maybe and do some work. So I thought
what I
I
do.
thought about trying some online, classes, and grade and monitor online college classes, but I think I've waited too late. They've probably already got the file set up for that. Oh, my battery's low. Okay, guys, this is a good time for me to end. My battery's dying. I don't have my charger in here. It is 4 o'clock. My grandson will be up in 4.5, 5 hours. And I just wanted this to be a little short. I wanted to make sure if you missed the shows, you knew where to go to get that information about this new
I think
Caldera.
we blew past that about an hour ago, Kim.
Huh?
I think we blew past that an hour ago.
Past what?
I think it's been more than an hour. How long we've been talking anyway? You have any idea?
Yeah, I can tell you. 49 minutes and 57 seconds, and this live has been going for 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Right. So it's been like almost an hour, and it's been like 15 minutes for me.
I know. That's time flies. I figured it would change. I thought it was just my first one, and as I kept going, it would change. No, it has not changed at all. But I'm gonna let you go, drop, and give
Right.
me a call when you get a chance, or I'll text you and say, "Hey, this is what my schedule is today," which is nothing past tomorrow. But I appreciate you, drop. Love you so much, and I can't wait for our chat.
Yeah, and you know, I'll give you a text message before I actually call and see if we agree on a time. Because
Okay.
that'd be the best. Because I may be in a you know, what do you call those things nowadays? We used to call them you know, when we got together and like memory. Anyway.
Okay,
You know
before I die here, I want to get off here and make some comments and close this out. I don't want my laptop to die on us. But love you much,
Okay.
Drop. Always, we love your calls. You're welcome to call anytime. You're always full of information. So you
you
have
very much.
sweet
You have a good night.
dreams, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, good night.
Thanks a
Thank you.
bunch. Bye bye. Don't we just love Drop? He's got so much information. Okay, for anybody that came in late, the marathon chat sessions, I don't know, I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about just leaving it on and letting you all just go, and I want you to do that, so I went in and upgraded my Discord for you guys. So it's just West Virginia Prepared Minds. Send me, um, a request. I will, of course, immediately, well, if I'm not asleep, as soon as I see it, I will approve you. So you can text in Discord. Everybody should be familiar, most of you, with Marf's Discord. We have a West Virginia Prepared Discord, which will be smaller, you know, and it looks like that's why you all have been wanting me to keep these lives going. You've got your own little private, you know, close knit family chat availability. And I understand that 100%. I think that 11 and a half hour, and I don't even think that sucker uploaded. It was so long. But you've got your opportunity for your chat, your text chat, and I have 2 voice chat lines open. So there's one, you know, there's 2 voice chats. So, you know, if you get like Brian Knight, Scott Rogers, and Drop that, you know, want to get in there and get really deep into the sun, the moon, the stars, and you want to listen, great. If you don't and you want to talk about other topics, then we've got the second line. So, you know, you all can figure out what you want to do, but there's 2 options on the 2 voice lines. I just ask that if you're not speaking, mute your phone. At the bottom of it, it's got the little microphone that you can put the X through. Mute yourself so you're not breathing or rattling or opening a pop, because it'll pick that background information, sound up, and it'll be speaking over somebody that is actually talking. So that's just a little Discord voice room. So we're going to do that instead of marathon chats, okay? And I felt really bad when Homegrown said, I saw that 11 and a half hour chat you did, but I was in bed. And I don't know, you know, maybe YouTube won't like that for me just to leave the live feed going. I am going to, we will do that every once in a while. And when we do that, next, I'm going to have my pictures that I promised way back in the beginning.